Giving directions in the city. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's English lesson. We're going to dive deep into the topic of giving directions in the city. This is an essential skill for anyone living in or visiting an urban area, especially if you're in an English-speaking country. So, let's get started and explore the world of city navigation. First, let's begin with some basic vocabulary that we use when giving directions. Understanding these words and phrases will form the foundation of our lesson. 1. Street, a road in a city or town where cars drive and people walk. 2. Avenue, usually a wide street, often with trees on both sides. 3. Road, any path that people use to travel from one place to another. 4. Turn right/left, to change direction to the right or left side. 5. Go straight, to continue moving forward without turning. 6. Traffic light, a signal with red, yellow, and green lights that controls traffic. 7. Crosswalk, a marked area where people can safely cross the street. 8. Block, the distance between one street and the next. 9. Intersection, where two or more streets meet. 10. Corner, where two streets meet at a right angle. Now that we have these basic terms, let's practice giving some simple directions. Imagine you're standing in front of a coffee shop, and someone asks you how to get to the library. You might say, "Go straight for 2 blocks. Then turn right at the traffic light. The library is on your left. It's a large building with steps leading up to the entrance." Let's break this down. Go straight for 2 blocks. Tells the person to continue in the same direction for a specific distance. Turn right at the traffic light. Gives a clear instruction about where to change direction. The library is on your left. Indicates which side of the street to look for the destination. The last sentence provides additional details to help identify the building. Here's another example. Someone asks you how to get to the park. You could say, "Walk to the end of this street. Turn left at the corner. Go straight for 1 block. The park is across the street. You'll see a big iron gate at the entrance." In this example, we've used similar phrases but added more detail about what to look for at the destination. When giving directions, it's often helpful to use landmarks. A landmark is a building or object that is easy to see and recognize. For example, turn right at the big red building, or keep walking until you see the tall clock tower. Now, let's talk about how to ask for directions. It's important to be polite when asking strangers for help. Here are some phrases you can use. "Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to? I'm looking for. Can you help me? Sorry to bother you, but I'm trying to find." When someone is giving you directions, it's good to listen carefully and ask questions if you're not sure. You can say, "Could you repeat that, please? Is it far from here? Should I turn left or right at the traffic light?" Let's practice with a more complex scenario. Imagine someone asks you how to get to the art museum. You could say, "The art museum is about a 15-minute walk from here. Start by going north on this street for 3 blocks. You'll see a big park on your right. Turn left at the park onto Oak Avenue. Walk for another 2 blocks until you reach a large intersection with a fountain in the middle. The museum is on the northeast corner of that intersection. It's a modern-looking building with lots of glass windows and a sculpture out front." In this example, we've included an estimate of how long it will take. Directions using cardinal points: north, south, east, west. Multiple landmarks to guide the way. A detailed description of the destination. Now, let's talk about giving directions using public transportation. This is very important in big cities where many people rely on buses, subways, or trams. Here's an example. To get to the stadium, you'll need to take the subway. Walk 2 blocks east to Central Station. Take the blue line towards downtown. Ride for 4 stops and get off at Sports Complex Station. When you come out of the station, you'll see the stadium right in front of you. It's a huge building with flags all around it. In this example, we've included instructions on how to get to the nearest station, which line to take and in which direction, how many stops to ride, what to look for when exiting the station. It's also useful to know how to describe distances. In English-speaking countries, distances are often measured in miles or kilometers for longer distances, and feet or meters for shorter distances. For example, the grocery store is about 500 feet down this street. The airport is approximately 20 miles from the city center. When giving directions, it's helpful to use clear language and speak slowly, especially if you're talking to someone who might not speak English very well. You can also use hand gestures to show directions. Let's practice with another scenario. Someone asks you how to get to the nearest hospital. You might say, "The nearest hospital is St. Mary's, about a mile from here. It's best to take a taxi because it's quite far to walk. If you want to go by public transport, you can take bus number 7 from the stop just across the street. Tell the driver you want to get off at St. Mary's Hospital. The bus ride should take about 10 minutes. When you get off, you'll see the hospital entrance directly across the street. It's a large white building with a red emergency sign." In this example, we've provided multiple options for transportation and given clear indicators of what to look for. Now, let's discuss some more advanced vocabulary related to city navigation. One-way street, a street where traffic can only move in one direction. 2 dead end, a street that comes to an end and doesn't connect to any other street. 3 roundabout or traffic circle, a circular intersection where traffic moves in one direction around a central island. 4 pedestrian zone, an area where cars are not allowed and only people on foot can go. 5 underpass, a passage that goes under a road or railway. 6 overpass, a bridge that carries one road or railway over another. Using these terms, let's create another set of directions. Imagine someone asks how to get to the main shopping mall. You could say, "The shopping mall is in the city center, about 2 miles from here. You can drive there, but parking can be difficult. I'd recommend taking the tram. Go to the tram stop on Main Street, it's a 5-minute walk from here, just head south. Take tram number 3 towards the city center. It's about a 15-minute ride. Get off at Central Square stop. When you exit the tram, you'll be in a pedestrian zone. Walk straight ahead for about 200 meters. You'll pass through a small park. At the end of the park, you'll see the shopping mall. It's a massive building with City Center Mall written in big letters on the front. This set of directions incorporates several of our new terms and gives a comprehensive guide to reaching the destination. It's also important to know how to give directions in different weather conditions. This can be crucial information for someone trying to find their way. For example, if it's raining, be careful on the steps leading up to the museum, they can get slippery. In snowy weather, it's better to take the underground passage to cross the street. When giving directions, it's also good to mention any safety considerations. For example, it's better to take Main Street rather than the shortcut through the park after dark. Be careful crossing 5th Avenue, it's very busy and the cars drive fast. Now, let's talk about giving directions using digital tools. Many people use smartphones with map apps these days. You might hear someone say, "Just put the address in your GPS." Or, "You can use Google Maps to find the quickest route." Even if someone is using a digital map, it can still be helpful to give them some landmarks to look out for. For example, your map will show you the way, but keep an eye out for the big clock tower. The restaurant is right next to it. Let's practice one more complex scenario. Someone asks you how to get to a famous historical site on the outskirts of the city. You might say, "The historical site is about 10 miles outside the city. The easiest way to get there is by taking the tour bus. Go to the Tourist Information Center first, it's in the main train station downtown. You can buy tickets for the tour bus there. The bus leaves from outside the station every hour, starting at 9 a.m. The journey takes about 30 minutes. The bus will drop you off right at the entrance to the historical site. If you prefer to drive, take Highway 101 north out of the city. After about 8 miles, you'll see signs for the historical site. Take exit 25 and follow the signs. There's a large parking lot at the site. This example combines public transportation directions with driving directions, giving the listener options to choose from. Remember, the key to giving good directions is to be clear, specific, and patient. Don't rush through the directions, and be prepared to repeat or clarify if needed. It's also helpful to confirm that the person has understood your directions before they set off. In conclusion, being able to give and understand directions is a crucial skill when navigating a city, especially in a foreign language. The vocabulary and phrases we've learned today will help you find your way around any English-speaking city with confidence. Remember to practice these skills whenever you have the opportunity, whether you're giving directions to a tourist in your hometown or finding your way around a new city yourself. I hope this comprehensive lesson on giving directions in the city has been helpful. Keep practicing. And don't be afraid to ask for directions when you need them. Every time you use these phrases in real-life situations, you'll become more confident in your English skills. Good luck with your language learning journey, and enjoy exploring new places.